We're going to look at the concept of control scheduling. Now, what I mean by this is you may want different content to be displayed at different times during the day within your presentation. A classic example would be a menu in, say, a fast food restaurant, where you've got a breakfast menu displayed until about 10:30, and then you want something displayed afterwards for like lunchtime, and then you might have a tea time menu, etc. You also might want, if the presentation is playing 24/7, to have something different displayed at night. So we're just going to have a quick look at that. We're going to be using the text label control, but the content is exactly the same for any sort of types of files that use a repeat signage. So I'm going to start by clicking on Insert and Insert Text Label. Now, repeat signage does force me to add like a single entry first. So I'm just going to put hello and OK. So that's just added me a text control to screen. So I'm just going to move it here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say we're just going to display some different text at different times of the day. So if I double click on the control to open its properties, and we've got all these tabs, and I'm going to select Use Playlist instead. And the important thing here is the schedule type. So if I change this to hourly, daily or weekly, these are scheduling types. So I'm just going to demonstrate with the daily one for a start. And the idea of a daily one is think you schedule tasks to happen throughout a particular day, and at the beginning of the next day it just resets, so it displays the same things at the same times every single day, as opposed to something like weekly, where you can actually specify on a daily basis exactly what you want to be shown. So what I'm going to do for a start is I'm going to click on Add, and because I'm using the text control, I can actually just type in some text. So I'm going to put breakfast menu, and I'm going to have that displaying. Actually, I'm going to start with we are currently closed, and I'm going to have that displaying until 7 AM in the morning. And then I'm going to add an entry, and I'm going to put we are open for breakfast, and I'm going to have that displayed from 7 AM to say 10:30. We're sticking with the fast food analogy, and I'm just doing it the second before 10:30, and then I'm going to have daytime menu, and I'm going to have that playing, say, till let's say we're going to close at 11 PM at night. Now, because it's a because we're in daily, we have to put items in to cover the entire sort of 24-hour period. So I'm just going to put another one of these in. We're currently closed, so I'm going to click on Add. That's filled in the rest of the time. We're currently closed. So again. Right, so here's my daily schedule. So up till 7 o'clock in the morning we're currently closed, then breakfast menu, daytime, and OK. Now if I click on OK, we're currently open for breakfast. Now let me just show you a couple more options, because you can't actually see what time it is on my system at the moment. So I'm going to click on View, and I'm going to click on View Program Time for Schedule Testing. And what that does, this shows you the date and time down the box here. Obviously that's a UK English date, and the time is currently 10:05. So we are open for the breakfast is exactly what we want to be displayed. Now, if I wanted to test this to make sure that I put the right things in the right time, I could go to my system clock and start altering around with that, but then all your rest of your programs and when you're sending emails, it all goes out the window. So there is actually a built-in option on repeat signage for schedule testing. If we click on View and change program time for schedule testing, we can actually tell the computer what time we want to simulate it is, and it will just allow us to test that we've actually set up our schedule correctly. So we can avoid the date because we're not dealing with like a weekly schedule, so it doesn't make any difference if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. We're just dealing with a daily schedule. So what I'm going to do for a start is I'm going to say it's let's go for mid-afternoon. So let's say 1700 hours, and we'll click on Apply, and you can see what's happened immediately is we're now on the daytime menu. So the controls picked up that we've actually changed the program time. Now let's go to a point where we close. So let's go to say 23:05, and we should have closed by then. We're currently closed. Let's go to first thing in the morning, say 4 AM. We're currently closed. And what you can actually do is you can actually watch this tick over as well. So we actually open on this particular example at 7 AM in the morning. So if we set this to say 6:59 and say 55 seconds and apply. So we're currently closed, but you can see as the program time is changing both here and here, as soon as we tick over to the point we want, it actually updates the controller immediately. Now, one great thing about repeat signage is every single control could be scheduled independently. So you can have this one here that's giving you a message about breakfast, etc. But then you can have a completely different control, say like a picture control, displaying other things throughout the day at specific times. So the great thing about repeat signage is because each control is completely separate, and you've got really good flexibility in designing your presentations. So anyway, that's a quick overview of how to schedule controls in repeat signage.